Yelm.
Nailed it.
Remember it.
Y-E-L-M. Everybody yell, go Yelm. Yeah, that's my hometown.
Your hometown. You
Yeah.
were in Ohio for 6 years.
Yeah.
Are you now back permanently, or are you up in the air? What's going on?
Well, as much as time has become sort of something that doesn't matter to me anymore, I also feel that way about like where I live. Like, I don't really think of it as like I live here. My goal is to sort of have a roving tour of ensemble work and positions and administrative roles, just throughout the country around the clock, and hopefully be back home for like a month out of the year. So right now I'm just kind of getting that off the ground by putting feelers out for positions that are seasonal, practicing, coming up with like developing stuff that I would want to perform.
So then tell me what brought you to Ohio, and
Sure.
what that was like.
Yeah, I just wanted to get better at the bassoon. So I did 5 years at Western Washington University, studying bassoon there with an incredible teacher, Francine Peterson, got to shout her out. And I was like, I want to be as good at bassoon as I can be. So I went to the University of Akron for a master's degree. I was the GTA there. And I then went to the Cincinnati College Conservatory of Music. When I was in Akron, I got a job playing in the symphony there, but I still didn't feel like I had like really sunk my teeth into like the highest level of classical music. And I felt like after investing so much energy into that and time, that I wanted to just like really see what it was all about. Like I wanted to at least take a peek at like people who are like, I was here and I wanted to see what here was all about. And I got that at the conservatory. I like was around people who were just getting jobs and getting jobs. Like, and the bassoon teacher that I had was an absolute legend, who unfortunately passed away during my last semester there. So I feel really privileged that I got to study with him. And I mean, I got a lot better. I learned a lot of things in that setting that I just needed to kind of put that final step in for me to find out what that whole lifestyle was about. Like, what does it mean to actually be a full-time professional orchestral musician? So, yeah, I looked, I went up that elevator, I looked around, I saw it, and I was like, cool. And then the pandemic happened. And during that time, I really got to reflect on like what I actually wanted to do. And I realized that it wasn't to be an orchestral musician. I wanted to be good enough to play in professional orchestras, but I don't want to be in a professional orchestra full time. And part of why, I guess, to bring it all back together, the reason that I'm here now is because I wanted to start doing what we were talking about earlier, of building a lifestyle that fits my personality and like dispositions, where I'm not just doing one thing, and where I actually will have time to practice what I want to and get as good as I can at the things that are interesting to me. Because I don't know what else you should do as a human. Like, I really don't. And then the pandemic, the silver lining of it was that it took that away from me. It took me out of that pipeline. And I think that happened for a lot of people.
I know.
Do you
I
feel
was
that
going to
way?
say, I've heard this from many people. What are the things that you're most interested in currently?
Good question. Wow, that's a surprisingly. I'm feeling a lot of emotional response to that question, which is surprising me. Part of the reason I came home right now is because there's a lot going on in my family. My sister's having her third child. My parents are retired and getting older, and so is like my teacher in Seattle. Like, I want to be around these people in my life who are in that like retirement age. And hang out with them as much as possible, because I don't want to spend the next 10 years, 20 years grinding on something that I don't really give that much of a heck about, just to realize that like I missed the opportunity to spend time with these really important people, watch the kids grow up,
The Vermilion series, the Music Laboratory series, I'm really getting clear that this is about creating community. I think one important thing about improvisation is really getting out of a mess. because messes are going to happen.
Big time.
You know, that's what's exciting about it. I've been present lately to this idea that we need a little bit of danger.
Oh yeah,
It's
heck yeah.
boring without the right amount of danger.
I'm gonna write that down. That's funny. Yeah, I think with the piece that I'm trying to create for this, I know what I'm capable of doing, and I want to push myself to just go a little bit out of the zone of what I am comfortable with. Like I want to get that little bit of nervousness, but I've trained myself to know what type of nervousness is going to be good and what type of nervousness is going to cause me to have a fucking heart attack and like freak out. As a creative, I think it's really hard sometimes to give yourself I want to do this by this date. Like when I'm sitting around bored, I want to come back and work on this because it's exciting to me. And there's like, feel like I have an opportunity to like perform something that's been in my head in a way that I have never had an opportunity to do since the pandemic started. Like it just hasn't been available to me. And now I'm like, oh, sick, I get to do something. I get to do whatever I want. Like I get to do a show that I've been dreaming about for 3 years, right? Like, and sort of getting to take that step into that thing where it is a little dangerous. It's a little bit new, but I have a lot of confidence that it's because of how long I've been practicing and thinking about these things and the skills that I've developed. I have confidence in my floor being high enough that it's going to be cool. Like it's going to be good.
What is this piece about?
I would say it's about meditating on the way you listen to music. That's probably all I need to say about it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He doesn't actually know. He hasn't composed it yet.
It's all up here, baby. It's all up here. Give me another hour. I've got this.
I'm just giving you.
Give me 2 minutes. I can figure it out. No. It's definitely going to be
the danger element.
That's the danger element. Like you can't have it all planned out, man. You get no. Yeah. So basically, my plan is I'm going to take a ton of weed. I'm just going to I'm going to get there. I'm just going to drool all over the place. Everyone's going to freak out. It's going to be awesome. But you guys got to get high too, or else you're not going to get it. Not going to do that. My larger project that I kind of have in mind right now is building structures for ensembles to co-compose and create to the point where it could be as simple as like a set of chords and a melody as with a real book, but not necessarily just jazz, right? So something more like maybe a melody somebody composes that's available to any style of music, any genre, if we want to use that kind of arbitrary term. So you can take a thing that's gives you some structure and then do the crystallization off of that with people of a skill level and ensemble and time commitment and I want to be able to do that so that I can expand it from a 15-minute set to a tour. This show is something I think a little bit more contained, I think.
All right. Well, so thanks for watching, everyone. Come to Vermilion for the Music Laboratory series on Thursday, September 15th to hear Coltan do a solo set. Also, Tightrope and Scrambler as usual. And it starts at 7:30 with Tightrope, and then Coltan will be on at about 8, Scrambler around 9. And it's always a good time. So thanks for watching again, and see you all there.